Alright, so guys, welcome back to another video. Fat Tyler, obviously, at Kennedy again. Yeah, I know, again. So, because I know the people are going to be sitting at Dan's. City's probably most likely going to be at fucking Farland. You know, that's why I can't wait for them to be done at fucking Farland. And I could go down in Baird's, but I don't fucking feel like going down there right now. Oh, this dude's a fucking douchebag. So, you know, I don't feel like going down in Baird's right now because I don't want to get fucking bit. You know. Which I also had the idea to to go down, you know, say fuck going, you know, riding around here tomorrow. I could go, you know, talk to Dad and see if he'd be okay if I went out by Grandma tomorrow. I know he's gonna ask why. We were just out there yesterday, you know. I said, I know, but not for that reason. He's like, well, then why you want to go out there? I tell him I want to get some videos shot out by Grandma again, you know, like the old, like how I used to way back, you know, way back when. You know, like when I had the Iron Horse and all that out there yet, and I'd do the videos out there. I'd ride through her neighborhood and go down a little bit past the woods and then go back. And then go up by Mellon Jimmer and then back, and then up to the baseball diamond and then back. You know, go down to McAuliffe, you know, fuck around out there, get a vlog done maybe. You know, because I haven't fucking vlogged out at McAuliffe in I don't know how long. Shit, I think with doing any video, you know, anything video-wise, you know, whether it's for like, you know, an MTV run when I used to come before I started doing the Hood Tour episodes or vlogs, because I vlogged up at the baseball diamonds and at McAuliffe, and I think there might have been a couple other spots, but the main two were at McAuliffe, you know, and there's a few spots down in Baird's. I went, you know, down in that part of Baird's that I did. Because that's all the Superior Loop right there, back or up by McAuliffe. You know, I did at the jumps. You know, I've vlogged at the jumps. I don't know how many fucking times, and at that reroute that they did, and down by the, you know, tiny ass creek. You know, I want to call it a stream, but you know, the tiny ass creek. And then up on that hill there, you know, and then up at the top there by the park, you know, before going down by that big ass hill that I fucking hated walking down. I didn't mind walking up, but walking down sucked. So, walking down sucked, especially with a fucking bike. It sucked. Because you always put the bike on your right side, especially if there's a cliff, you lose your balance, you let go of the bike, let it fall down the fucking hill. Walking up with the bike, you put it on the left side, let it fall down the fucking hill, you lose your balance. You know, I always had to go for trying to shove my hand through the fucking wheel. You know, if I fell going up a hill with a, you know, cliff on one side, you know, I always try, if I let the bike go, I always had a fucking goal to put, you know, try to shove my hand through the fucking wheel before it hit the ground, you know, before my hand hit the ground, so that I can, you know, try to save the bike, and I can yell out and be like, hey, I need you to come get the bike. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out and finish this hood tour episode before I go up and get lunch. So I'm not gonna go up to Dollar Tree today because I was there 2 days in a row. So, you know, because on Monday I was up there to get that cleaner and that scrubby thing to try on the whips, which work, which they're going to be a little dirty again because I just started riding with them again after I cleaned them. But the end here, you can see where it's a little dirty yet, but like I said, it's, you know, I'm riding with them again after I cleaned them. So, you know, you can tell here, this was all fucking black here. That cleaner worked. I scrubbed. Well, I didn't. That was the first one I did, so that one's not going to be perfect. So if you look at the, you know, big ones, besides the, you know, fluffiness from hitting the tire, you know, because these are, you know, a thicker cord, stouter shell like the paracord is. These, you know, these were all fucking black before I cleaned them, because what I did was I took my bucket that I used to wash the bikes, you know, I put the strainer in it and whatever, you know, because there's times the bikes get fucking nasty, you know, and I put the strainer in for all the shit to settle to the bottom so I don't scratch the paint, you know, and then took all, you know, because I got microfibers that I keep in the bucket, you know, for when I wax shit, you know, and whatever, which I got a whole, you know, I got a little, like a steel toolbox that I made in school full of rags, and then, you know, full of microfiber rags, and I got, you know, probably about 8 or 10 rags in my bucket, which I'm done. You know, I thought about, you know, seeing, you know, before Dad sells the fucking Grandpa's brake, take some of that sheet metal and build another one. You know, at least fold all the pieces that I need to. And then I can just rivet it together at home. So, because then I can just paint it at home then too. You know, because I thought about, you know, painting the whole thing before I put the latch on. Because then the only things I'd have to do is get the piano hinge and the latch. And I'd have to, you know, mount the hinge and latch. Well, I'm going to mount the hinge right away, but the latch, I'll drill the holes for the latch last. Because then because I just got an air riveter that I'll rivet all the, you know, everything together with. You know, so then I'm going to use it to put all my shit, you know, all my other microfiber rags in. So, but anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.